What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoki out the box, I almost said quickie. I could do a quickie now that I thought about it. But basically, I have a new figure, and I've had it for a little while. I've been itching to open it, but other things came first, and it is the new-ish, technically re-release, Star Wars Black Series Archive, Anakin SKYWALKER. I spelled his name. So this is the Anakin from Episode 3, so that's pretty cool. Got that nice representation there. And I picked him up at... Where did I get him? Target or Walmart?
Actually, you got it at Kroger.
But I did catch him on clearance. Like, he was only like $11 or something like that. Like, so down from the normal 20 some odd. And you can still find some of the archive series at GameStop for the normal price. And I almost picked up Yoda just so I can have a Dagobah Yoda. But the fact that he's still like full price for a tiny figure still gets to me. So if there's Yoda still around when they go on clearance, I'm gonna pick one up. But this is my first Episode 3 figure? I think it is. I think it actually is.
No, dummy. You got General Grievous first. Dummy.
So I'm interested in this. He does look really good. Usually without the box I want to talk about it. So Black Series Archive. I do have Archive stuff before, so I had the Archive Luke and figures like that. But this is my first Anakin that isn't a Vader, technically speaking. Now, if they gave him the full cloak and everything, he'd totally be a Vader. He does have an alternate head, which I completely forgot about, despite the fact I've watched reviews. So we've got Anakin Skywalker. He was the original one was released back in 2014 in the old Black Series thing like that. Here, hold on, let me do that so you can see it right there, how that works. And you do get the nice Black Series artwork there. You underestimate my power. Not that scene, but no. Anakin, now Darth Vader, turns to the dark side and battles Obi-Wan Kenobi in a lightsaber duel on the lava planet Mustafar. That's true. That was a thing that happened. You have StarWars.com, StarWars.Hasbro.com. So I'm going to do that thing. You know, for all of you mint on card collectors, I think you never felt that joy of opening a toy. I think that's why you're okay with keeping things on card and not opening them. But then again, most of you guys have multiples. Let's see, where's my trash box? Made it. Okay, so, ooh. Wow, okay, that evil head is really messed up. So this is like normal Anakin, like he's still cool and happy and in love with Padme. Messed up Anakin's down here. Now what would be interesting is if they actually gave you like has been in the lava a little too long Anakin body. He does have a lightsaber, which is interesting because it's not silver, it's like grayish plastic, so like even that's a bit darker than normal. Let's get the lightsaber out. Always careful with that because I don't want to bend the blade. That's funny. Like, it is like the lightsaber. It's like Luke's normal lightsaber. So it's still, and it's older one, so it's still got the peg on there for going on the arm. It's got the little red thingies that aren't buttons because technically the button is right here. And presumably, yep, blade. So I was right when I got General Grievous. They have updated the lightsabers because the way those plug in is different on the newer ones. But that's pretty cool. I like that. Waiting for Episode 3 Obi-Wan. I do have the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, which is pretty cool. And I believe we got the Episode 2 Obi-Wan coming soon. Alright, so let's get his alternate head out of here. And by the way, like, I'd forgotten something, so I was at Second and Charles earlier today, so you guys hopefully saw my NECA stand reviews, or my NECA base stand, or whatever, review. NECA has head stands. So like if you have like an abundance of swappable heads just laying around or in little tubs like I do, you could put them all on these little like head stands if you really want a headless display. So this one, he's got like the yellow Sith eyes. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to focus. There we go. So he's got like the yellow Sith eyes and he's very angry. Though he doesn't have like the red puffiness around the eyes like he did for the final battle. Trying to turn on autofocus instead, it goes through the thing. Does have the scar, and they did not do a good job painting this. There's a lot of slop, if I'm honest. And his hair is all matted and gross. Just his descent into the dark side. Okay, now comes the part where I have to talk over loud, crunching. Like, okay, there we go. Like, you have to get him out like he's like that. So crumpled that all to hell. That missed. I kind of wonder. Some actors do collect figures of themselves. Do you think Hayden Christensen has any Obi-Wan stuff? Not Obi-Wan. That'd be even weirder. Do you think he has any Anakin figures or anything like that? Because he's so hated for the role, despite the fact literally doing the best he could with what he was given. And especially in this movie, he wasn't bad. His weird cardboard, bland acting from episode 2, it was due more to the terrible dialogue and, frankly, lack of direction. Okay, so what you just heard there was me attempting to break the torso free because it was totally stuck. There we go. There's the ball joint. So he does have a little bit of maneuverability there. His robes look pretty good. Now, there is one funny thing. So, I've had to don a costume very similar to this in a Star Wars fan film that my friends and I put together. And sadly, we'll never see the light of day because the footage, after a very, very long day of filming, was thrown away. And after spending time and effort making props and all that. But either way, making Jedi robes very similar to this. The sculpt, there's no good way to do it. Now, he does have some soft goods, like we've seen this before. So he's got some like stretchy soft goods there on the side, which is fine. He does have a big old pouch right there. He does have belt and belt and belt and communicator and pouches, like he's a ninja, all over. Nothing on the legs. The mold for the boots is actually very nice. I wish if those were buckles or painted. Actually got some nice cleats going on the bottom of the foot. The head sculpt is actually pretty good on the regular one. And the paint job is actually pretty good. But they make a big deal. Make sure you see that he has blue eyes. If that'll focus. There we go. So, yeah, they do a good job. And he is scarred the way he should be. Neck paint is okay. It's a disc hinge, which gives him the ability to really look down, but due to the way that the hair is, doesn't really go back. The hair definitely could use a better wash. It mostly just looks like brown stuff thrown on top of his head, not so much like hair. They're getting better, but mind you, this is like an older sculpt. And in some cases, they did update like head sculpts, and like with Maul, they kind of did that. So, and his robes are really flowy. So disc hinge, shoulders, universal shoulders. That stretches. That's good. Rotation below or at the elbow, so that's fine. Single jointed elbow, not even worth 90. Wrist hinge there. He does have 2 holding hands, which a lot of reviewers wish that they would give you something other than a holding hand, like anything other than a holding hand, especially for guys who have gun holding hands, but they have lightsabers. That's really, really annoying. Can he do? He might be okay. He's got a little stretchiness to him. He can kick forward. Oh, he can kick forward a lot. Oh, he does have a whole underskirt. That whole thing has a skirt under there. That's cool. Part of me wishes, so they did it here. I almost wish like the upper robes were the same, because the textures clearly aren't going to match top to bottom. There's a Count Dooku that has just recently come out. I do want him, because then he can fight this Anakin and then die. It does have thigh rotation. That's way up there under the skirt. I appreciate that. Double jointed knee. That's actually pretty functional. Except it looks really weird when that comes apart. The boot is there. Normal Hasbro ankles. I mean, the molding is nice. They're almost like armored boots. So let's get his lightsaber. It is his father's lightsaber. once again, these old ones, they bend like as soon as they come out. Now, he was right-handed, though he could dual wield, as we've seen. Can I get it in his hand? The lightsaber itself is far more flexible than I really would want it to be. I mean, it's like bending to get into his hand. So he can hold it like so. And let's see if we can get him in a dual wielding, or sorry, two-handing. Get him in a two-handing pose. A lot of these guys can't do that, but we will find out if it's doable. And no is potentially the answer. It looks like I could, but he'll probably be stuck holding it forward as both his hands are tilted like that. So I may not, because I have a lot of figures already holding their lightsabers, I might go ahead and just pull the blade and stick it on his belt. So he does have a little hole right there so that you can peg it in. Now, one thing I will say is if you are never going to have it displayed on his belt, go ahead and cut that peg off because it's in the way. But I think he looks pretty good. I just wish he had some different hands. I think it's pretty much the problem with everybody. Now, this does kind of mean that I need to go ahead and pick up that Padme if I can find it. I did see it on clearance somewhere. I might have been at a Walmart. I don't remember where I was. Or maybe, no. That was a particular GameStop. So maybe if I go back to that GameStop, I can pick up Padme. Or just wait till they inevitably re-release her, because that will happen eventually. It'd be cool to give us like a pregnant Padme, or at least. So they gave us like action Padme from episode 2, like ready for battle while going into the final thing on Geonosis, but didn't give us battle damage, like thing ripped open, kitty claws, scratches on her with gun and everything. Padme, that would be a cool one. But they should give us like episode 1 Padme all dressed up in the Queen outfits, and then same thing for episode 3, where she's more of a senator, but still dressed up really nicely and all the hairdos. Like, give us swappable heads with multiple hairdos. And heck, even give us return to Naboo Padme. I think that would be fine. But this Anakin, very slippery. Dark side is a slippery slope. Fishing line. So there you go. He's pretty cool. I dig him. Definitely worth waiting and playing a long game on him, just like it's going to be worth playing the long game for Yoda. Just so I can have that. Because I almost bought one of the original Yodas that was still in the old like 2014 packaging. They wanted too much money, and then I realized it's the same exact one that's in the archive. Okay, so there he is with Evil Head. Come on. Cameras make no sense. Come on, focus. There we go. I mean, it's okay, but I do wish he had like the dark redness around his eyes. Of course, it is also a super brightness, but also gotta get like the looking down. You underestimate my power. It's a meme. But guys, thanks for hanging out and watching this out the box reaction review of this awesome Anakin. If you have him, let me know. Which versions of Anakin would you like to see? Because we need the. I don't know if they'll ever give us like a little Jake Lloyd version. I'd be down for that. Give us that with like a pit droid or him and a Watto deluxe 2-pack. I think that would be awesome. Him, Watto, and a pit droid. That would be awesome. And then even give us his pod racer helmet. Or hell, if they're doing a lot more vehicles, give us little Anakin with his pod racer for $60. I would buy that. I would buy the hell out of that. But then give us a Sebulba in his, because we need these things. They existed when we were kids. They need to exist again. But not. They don't have to have the arm thing where you can like. Though that was a neat gimmick. I never had those. Always wanted them. But what other Black Series figures do you want in your collection? Let me know in the comments down below, because I hardly get any comments on this channel. I want comments. Say things, guys. So, see you later. Remember, as always, keep on nerding. That's not how you wink.